Hey guys, this is Undercover Dudes all the way from Down Under, and today we're going to be talking about what might possibly be the best free-to-play game of 2020, and that's Project A. Now for those who are in the dark, Project A is the new tactical first-person shooter being developed by the makers of League of Legends, Riot Games. Project A was announced a few months back, followed by a very limited look at some gameplay and some assuring words that lag and peakers advantage, along with hackers, would be prioritized heavily in the development cycle. However, in terms of the game itself, we were left to our own imagination, with many guessing a CSGO and Overwatch hybrid. Today those questions were partially answered by ex-CSGO pro Henry G, so let's get right into it. First up, Project A is a round-based 5 vs 5 tactical shooter. Henry G used CSGO as a point of comparison, however Project A also takes in elements of class-based FPS games such as Overwatch or Apex Legends. He stresses though that these abilities are more akin to a tactical utility rather than an overpowered finisher like in Overwatch, and that it's meant to complement and enhance the gameplay rather than dominate it. Now this is interesting as it puts Project A's abilities closer to what Apex Legends has, but judging from the gameplay and tweets, it can be guessed that the effect of these abilities are even more subdued than Apex Legends, which is definitely a breath of fresh air. He follows up by saying that in general these abilities need to be purchased at the start of round, using the same economy as buying weapons. This brings the potential for potentially many different abilities for each character, and then you maybe have to go and only choose one per round, and that will go and open up so many opportunities for insane strategies to form. He then answers some more economy related questions, saying that like CSGO, you can invest into weaker weapons and abilities to build up money for more important rounds. This has a ton of potential because not only do you have the weapons, but you have the abilities. You could maybe go really into the abilities in one round and try to go and get that very sneaky pick, or just go full firepower, have no abilities and try to go and just outgun your opponents. On top of this, all players can buy the same generic weapons, so it's not dissimilar to Counter-Strike in that regard in terms of the round-to-round game flow. Now talking about rounds, the game mode he played was in the whole search and destroy / bomb defusal format, with A and B bomb sites and an attack defense swap at halftime. However, an important point people missed is the MR12 format, which stands for Match Round 12, i.e. you need to win 13 rounds to win the match. This is quite different to CSGO's MR15, i.e. you need to win 16 rounds to win the match, and that implies a more aggressive and fast-paced game, which matches up with the gameplay that has been shown. Going back onto the gameplay, it's supposedly slick and satisfying, with a wide range of balanced weapons that have their own unique spray patterns. This again is very CSGO-like, as is the economy, but it seems that this is more so a basic structure that Project A is working off, as the actual gameplay seems quite unique. Headshots are also generally one-shot kills, and he said generally that could either imply that certain weapons can't one-shot kill to the head, for example pistols, or maybe potentially certain classes have more health. But given that this is a tactical first-person shooter, I am going more so for the former, that certain weapons can't one-shot kill and that all characters will have the same health, because that just is a more fair competitive basis. This also brings Project A very far away from the bullet sponge era of Overwatch and Paladins and Fortnite and Apex Legends to an extent, and back to the pure FPS roots, Quake, Counter-Strike, where you can get insta-killed very quickly and where skill and aim is everything. Now a big problem with new games, especially tactical first-person shooters, is that you have to transition from whatever you are playing to the new game. In the case of Project A, it's definitely the abilities that will be the new element. However, it seems that you can play the game without relying on them, as Henry G says in his tweets. Though, utilizing these abilities will unlock a ton of new opportunities for kills, be it a vertical jump to get the drop on an enemy or blocking off a corridor with a player-made wall. He then finishes by saying that Project A is the best game he's played since CSGO, and that the map design is absolutely top-notch, which is making me very excited. Now with that said, let's get into more news which dropped today. Firstly, a Riot Games employee named Pwith has stated that the game will be aimed to run at low-end computers. This is huge and basically confirms that Riot is going for the massive Chinese FPS market that Crossfire currently dominates, and with the backing of Tencent, it's very possible Project A dominates in Asia. Now, in the title, it states that Project A will be free to play. However, that has not been officially stated. Now, given that every one of Riot Games' titles have been free to play, and that its main competitor in Counter-Strike Global Offensive is free to play as well, it's safe to assume that Project A will go along the same track. Now, very conveniently, a Russian journalist also got a chance to play Project A, and he posted a little thing on Twitter that got translated to English, so I'll give it a very quick rundown. 1. Project A will not be the final name of this game. The actual name will be released in the coming weeks. 2. The characters are closer to the operatives in Siege, and that abilities are important, however the basic premise of shooting is front and center. 3. The weapons are mostly classic guns and that headshots are crucial. And finally 4. Project A will be released according to the free-to-play model and only cosmetics will be sold. Now, none of these claims are particularly game-changing. League of Legends has always had cosmetics as the thing that you can only go and buy besides like champions, but everything was free to play, as in you didn't get an advantage by paying money, and it seems like Riot Games is sticking with that motto. And with the other points as well, very much in line with what we've heard, so this is just making me even more excited. Overall, I'm super hyped for Project A, and if you guys enjoyed the video and want to see more videos about Project A or free-to-play games in general, make sure to go and smash that like button and subscribe, as I'm always on the lookout to talk to you guys about the best upcoming free-to-play titles. Other than that, it's Undercover Dudes, all the way from Down Under, out.